Good day, everyone. My name is Hayden Jamal of HaydenJamal.com, and today I present a music motif. Today's discussion topic is why will it be so hard for you to gain fans of your music when you are a complete nobody? First, let's get all of the factual and technical things out of the way because I want to delve into this from a psychological perspective. Do you know who your target market is? Do you know their habits? Do you even make good music? I would do a different video on the factual things on another day, but today we're talking a different perspective. Understand this. When you do something creative musically, and I find this prevalent in most popular music genres, because it's so personal to people and how they consume it, you are immediately going to be thought of as not being worth the time at what you do. Because we live in a world where we naturally just kind of assume the worst of people, so it's like if I already think you're bad, then I won't have to be disappointed when I get my hopes up and find out that you actually are bad. The thing is, you probably are not as good as you think you are, but you're probably not as bad as you think you are either. It's somewhere in the middle, and there's really nothing wrong with that. And there will be people out there who will say it only matters if you like the music you create, but that's a bunch of bullshit, because if you're going to create music, and if it's for other people, you are expressing yourself to other people. Therefore, you want other people to like it. You will care about what other people think, period. You have to understand that it's really hard for people to hop onto a bandwagon that isn't really moving. Of course, you have a few select people who can see the beauty in it. The majority of the people that you are going to have to convince that you are good at making music have to be logically, emotionally, reasonably explained from someone close to them or a large amount of people why they think you're good, or they will have had to hear your song or your name multiple times in order to give you a proper chance, or maybe have seen or heard your music attached to something that they actually already love. So why is it so hard at the start of your career where you were literally climbing to get people to believe in you? For the same reason that when new products hit the market that no one has ever seen before, sometimes don't sell really well because no one has ever seen it before. People are naturally skeptical of new things, and you being a new musician or you being new to the entire world, you are a new thing. Most people have the predisposition that your music will be bad, and so they'd rather just see how it goes first. They'd rather see if you're going to fail before they give you a chance. If there's already a crowd of fans that you have, people are more apt to join in. Let's sidestep a little bit. I was watching a TED Talk the other day, about 3 minutes long, and it was basically on how to start a movement. And basically, there's this guy on a beach who's dancing really goofy and looking kind of silly. I mean, he really doesn't have a care in the world at how people perceive him. And when you see this, you can naturally understand how people would look at him and say, he looks kind of crazy, or he might be a bum or something. But in reality, he's just dancing, and so he's completely unaware of how people are looking at him. Well, he looks like a fool when he's by himself, but all of a sudden one person walks up to him and starts dancing with him. Now, all of a sudden you have two people doing the same kind of movement, and it completely changes the perspective because now you have a follower. And so with that first follower, now you've made the first person who was dancing the leader. The follower is now attracting other people to follow as well. And so one person walks over to do the dance, then you have two people walking over to do more dances, then you have 5 people, then it's like 20 people, and now all of a sudden this crowd of people that are doing this very same movement that this one person who was looking crazy for doing, now all of a sudden it looks like everyone's having a good time, and the perception completely changes. And it's not going to be a perfect model, right? Because you need more than one follower to inspire. You really need about 300 followers to inspire. And so that's what you're doing. You are literally the person dancing on the beach looking crazy, and the one person that walks up to you to follow. That process, you have to probably do that 300 times because each one of those 300 are able to attract crowds. I don't know if that's a perfect analogy, but it works in my head. In business terms, that first follower is called an early adopter. An early adopter is basically an early customer in politics, art, and fashion, and other fields. This person would also be referred to as a trendsetter. Here's the thing, whenever you're creating music, it will be for new people to adopt. Think of it from this perspective. Think of it like a business. If you are an early adopter of a business, usually that business is going to cater itself to you. They are going to give you the world. they're going to give you free products, they're going to give you discount codes and all of these great things, because being an early adopter means that you are going to get the thick of all of the problems that's going to come with a brand new company. Well, what does that mean for you? That means for you, being a songwriter, being a singer, being a rapper, and so forth, you're going to have to give away parts of you in order for you to create new fans from the get-go. And this is hard for some of us because it's really hard to fathom that you would spend $450 putting together a record only to give it away completely for free. Sway, I don't know where they do that. I say all of that to say there are going to be people who doubt your talent, and even after you have proved yourself, will still doubt your talent. Unfortunately, the early stages are the hardest to come over, and most people don't want to hop on your bandwagon when you're in the early stages. You just have to accept that reality. Think about it. Majority of the people in this world don't really think of themselves. It's kind of not so cool to think for yourself, to really go against the grain and say, no, I actually like that. I actually think that's cool. So if someone asks me, what is the solution? I couldn't really tell you factually, but here's what I think. Create really good music, then you'll find people to connect with your music, then you connect with them as people. Continue to have the conversation around your music, around them, get to know them, kind of build up them being a friend of yours. Because I'm still in the process of doing it myself, I don't have a concrete answer, but I will fill you in along the way on this journey. My name is Hayden Jamal of HaydenJamal.com, of Motif Legend. This is what I call a music motif vlog edition. Thank you all for tuning in. Please follow me on Twitter and Instagram at HaydenJamal_. Remember to be the dream, stop dreaming.
No one think, never apologize for how I feel. That's like saying sorry and feeling remorse for being ripped. When I make it, it exposes fakeness in their actions. I pay just as much attention to the people not clapping.